at Rancho Santa Parrillada. We are going to take lunch and we are like 1 kilometer away from the Guatavita Lagoon.
This is one of the only restaurants you can take from the moment you get into the road, but it seems like it's really good. We are really excited about it because this is my first time going to this lagoon, and
We are very hungry.
we are very hungry. Well, here we are at the entrance of the Guatavita Lagoon. This is a typical place where muiscas used to live, but nowadays they don't live, so they were like gone, and we're about to enter.
Well, as you can see, here are some pictures of the route that we are going to go through. I hope this will be an amazing experience, but to be honest, I'm afraid Stefan gets under the weather. Wow, look, here we can see another house that could be a house from our ancestors. Around it, we can see different paintings that represented different myths from the Muisca culture. But the guide will tell us inside a little about them, so I'll better bite my tongue.
Esta casa ceremonial en su parte céntrica tiene una fogata. El fuego siempre ha representado la unión de las personas. Las casas ceremoniales tenían dos puertas, una en el oriente y la otra en el occidente, en el mismo sentido que nosotros vemos el sol. Cuando los muiscas ingresaban por la puerta oriental, que entre otras cosas lo hacían de espaldas, por respeto a su dios, al sol. Ellos en las ceremonias nunca le daban la espalda al sol.
So once we walk to the lagoon, we are going to tell you the story that the guy is telling me. And here we go. We have been walking for 45 minutes, and
Here we go. We're going up. It's like 1,000 meters higher than from Bogota. But we'll see a magnificent place. So let's wait.
Este es el pride de Sí, sí, esas plantas. Esa es la planta más representativa de nuestros páramos.
completed an hour, and we hope you're coming.
And we're about to get into the Guatavita Lagoon. So let's see how it is. Here we are at the third stage of the path from the Guatavitas Caciques Lagoon. Well, now we'll tell you the legend of what this lagoon was. But wow, amazing.
You can see only this once in a blue moon. It's something incredible and just
Unique.
It's
Wow. Well, the story is like this. There was a person that was like the leader of a group of muiscas. The group was that it's Colombians typical in culture that nowadays doesn't exist due to the fact of people that killed them, thinking that they were from the demon. Actually, English and Spanish people. The story is about this man who had a kid that when he was ready, according to the religious people, he had to pass through different stages to get to be the leader. The stages were he was like locked in a
Kuka, which is like the name they receive to their like houses, and he will be with 6 different women who were nude, and he won't be seducted because that won't use like that, because that shows that he's pure.
he couldn't he had to take control of his own body and his spiritual body, so he couldn't like get in love with them or anything like that. When he proved that, they had 3 days where during the day of the sun, when the sunlight was hitting the ground, he couldn't be in touch. But when the sun went down and the moon appeared, he had to get out of the cave where he was, hunt to survive these 3 days. When he did that, the religious people took him and made a lot of gold sculptures in which they represented. He passed the 3 days in the cave. He was covered all by honey and some powdered gold that that represented the shyness of the cacique, and in the middle of the day he was taken in a little boat to the center of the lagoon, where he with a lot of people that he had control on, take some gold with him and threw it, and after that he died into the lagoon and went out completely clean. And after that, since the lagoon was until the border that is shown, the people that were the other citizens threw their offers to the sun, to their god that was the sun, by throwing it to the lagoon. Here we go. We are going to the next observatory to see the last point of the last view of what would be the cacique's lagoon. So let's see. I will tell you the story in that place where when all the doubts will be clarified.
Okay, but the worst thing was that Spain people came here and knew the El Dorado legend, and they knew that the Muisca culture had many gold, and gold for Spanish were much money, and they came here to do expeditions to take away that. And they began to take away the water. The water came until here where we are, and they start by that place. They made a ferrocarril and take away everything they could.
Green that it used to be, because it has some little plants over that gives them the color according to the amount of sun that it's heated to them. In this moment it's totally green, but sometimes it could be blue, it's sometimes brown, or sometimes it could get to the greenness of an esmeralda, a really important rock from Colombia.
Yeah, and maybe you think how was this formed? And basically there are three theories. So the first one is that a volcano. This is a volcano, but that was refuted as they were not a proof of volcanic stones. So the second theory is about a meteorite that came here, but that was also refuted, because if that was so, you will find all the things that are found in those meteorites that are different components. And the most accurate theory is that when the underground rocks were moving years and years ago,
making the earth go up,
yes,
and the salt that it's underground, it was also pulled out, but in a liquid form. But during as the years passed, that water drowned and went some underground and went to the lake and to the oceans and all of that, and pure water, or as we call it, sweet water. But it's the way that the water is now. But well, we think that's the more accurate, because the other ones are too impossible, because also the meteorite couldn't hit the this because it will cause that one of the walls that are on the sides of this would be totally fallen. And the other one, this couldn't be a volcano because the volcanoes has like
Volcano stones, like.
yeah, kind of. And in here, there hasn't been proofs of being some volcano.
Okay, so something you can see here is that the Spanish men and people who take away that gold, they were so like egoists that they filled their boats with gold, and they took of their own medicine as they sank when they were going to the Europe.
Well, but not only the Spanish began to steal all this money, all this gold, but people from around, when they knew that this had a lot of treasures, they began to think like, I'll pay you if you give me your gold. And well, many people came here, like 4,000 people in one day came here to get all the gold they could get, and that was like affecting a lot of natural resources. So Colombian politics and government decided to protect these places, and a foundation called CAR bought this the
It's
around
like
places.
a corporation and makes this natural park, so we could like tourist, not to do all those things. And well, our guide had the think of car, and not only this park, but car is also encargated of doing, for example, Bogota River and other things and natural parks.
Yes, and this foundation also helps the environment by keeping away more people that are trying to take out this gold.
Yeah. Today I could like knew many things I didn't know. I learned more about my culture, and now it's 5 o'clock. Look at sun. It was a beautiful day and a beautiful landscape, and I definitely recommend you to come here because it's unique.
Well, as it was my first time, but I have already researched of what it was about. I really was amazed with what it really was, because I could get something that many people could say about this, but it couldn't be real. But now that I hear what the real story is, I was amazed because it was like something totally new that I never knew about, that I didn't know about my culture, and that I was like really happy to know that in our past there were people, there were like these groups that that made some such beautiful things we couldn't have done, and we have all these amazing stuff that nowadays is shown in the Gold Museum, in lots of museums, and actually in many of the museums from England, from Spain, that as they took our gold to show them in the museums. But well, now we're going back, but actually I said something wrong, that wasn't back, but we are going through another path, which we go up through one path to get to the lagoon, and then we have to keep going through another path to
take a little bend to the parking lot again, and
we'll get again to the entrance. So let's see until how much we'll take.
yeah.
Here we go. We've been here for 2 hours and now we're just in time to go to our homes. Was like locked up, locked out.
Wow.
Well, here we are. The story that we told you that we will talk about in. Well, when we have the
cacique, who is like the leader of the culture, and